Welcome back to my channel. This is Nicool's Notions, where we are going through the 501 must-see movies. We're trying to determine if I think they're a must-see movie, if they're entertaining, what makes them so good that they're in this book, basically. So, as you may know, we've been going through Leonardo DiCaprio movies this month of November, and this week we have Romeo and Juliet, his movie with Claire Danes. Romeo, Romeo, wherefore art thou, Romeo? I forgot all the things that happened in this story. I know I read it in high school, as everyone had to read it. I know I've seen this movie more than once, but it has been several decades since I've seen this, and I didn't remember all the intricate things that happened. I mean, everyone remembers that Juliet takes the fake poison. I didn't remember why she took the poison, though. It was because they wanted her to marry Paul Rudd, who I totally forgot was in this movie. I probably didn't even know who Paul Rudd was when this movie came out. And I haven't looked up if he is married already or not. But if he wants to marry me next Thursday, I'm available. I won't take any poison to fake a death. Another person that you may not remember is in this movie is John Leguizamo. Am I saying that right? Leguizamo? John Leguizamo? I don't know. He's, however you say his last name, he is great in every movie I've ever seen him in. I love him in Moulin Rouge. I love him in Tu Wong Fu, Thanks for Everything, Julie Newmar. And he's great in this movie too. Another person who is really good in this movie, I mean, aside from Leo, is Claire Danes. She does a wonderful job. The best parts of these movies are the scenes that are between both Claire and Leo, because both of them are really, really amazing actors. They play off each other well. They deliver the Shakespearean lines really, really well. And it makes this movie so special. Another movie of Claire Danes that I love, that I think should be a must-see and isn't in this book, is Stardust. So, I don't want to tell you too much about Stardust, but just trust me, it's a good movie and you should watch it. Do I think this movie is a must-see movie? I'm going to say yes. It is very creative. There's a lot of things going on. The director tried to modernize a lot of things. The story is really a classic story. I mean, everyone knows in romantic comedies, sometimes you're just screaming at the screen because, you know, if the two main characters would just communicate, everything, all the conflict would be over. This is the original story that has that. Now, in Juliet's defense, she does try to communicate with Romeo and it doesn't work out. Whereas some movies, like, they're not even trying to communicate with each other. But either way, it's a classic love story, the classic conflict, and there's so many good visuals and really cute things they do. Like, it's in the Shakespearean play, of course, they're talking about having swords. So what the director does is he names all the guns different swords, which was really creative, a really good way to like bring it up to make it modern. The one scene that I really thought was a questionable creative choice was the gas station scene. There's a lot of things that happen in that scene that are really weird, and it's one of the first scenes, so it kind of sets the tone of the movie. And with the conflict, the characters are screaming their Shakespearean lines at each other, and I just picture that conflict being more of a like quiet, cruel, sharp conflict, not a screaming at each other, shirts off, licking nipples. Like, it just, yeah, it's kind of, I wish that's not the way that the movie started. But other than that, as I mentioned, like, Claire and Leo do a great job, and there really is a lot of good things happening to bring this story up. I mean, I'm saying it's a modern telling. I mean, it's from the 90s. It still is a little bit old, but it's a must-see. If you haven't seen it, it's a really good rendition of Romeo and Juliet. Now, as I have previously mentioned, there are 4 Leonardo DiCaprio movies in this book. And so we have done The Departed, We did this one, Romeo and Juliet, and we also did The Revenant. And the fourth one is Titanic, and I wanted to do a reenactment of Titanic for you, and since November's over on Monday and I haven't had time to do it, I really apologize, it's not coming. But if you like this video, subscribe to my channel. I will be doing a reenactment at some point. We are almost at the 50 movie mark in this book, so we're almost 1/10 of the way there. So there's lots of time to fit in Titanic, and of course everyone already knows Titanic. So those are the 4 Leonardo DiCaprio movies in this book. And I know I mentioned Blood Diamond and What's Eating Gilbert Grape as 2 Leo movies that should have been in this book that aren't. And I remembered just on my walk with my dog this morning, Inception. That is another Leo movie that came out before 2016 that's not in this book. So it's interesting because, as you know, we've come across a couple of movies that I think weren't entertaining enough to be in this book, or I don't really understand why they're in this book. And those are 3 great examples. So I'm going to think about what other movies should have been in this book, and hit the notification bell. You'll see when my next video comes out. Have a great day.